The following is a quarterfinals matchup between the fourth seed Canada and the fifth seed Finland as part of my pre-play men's Olympic hockey tournament played with the 2026 Winter Olympic card set created by Rob Gallimore, a fellow play gamer of the Play Games community. This is going to be game one of the quarterfinals, as mentioned, with Team Canada as the fourth seed and Team Finland as the fifth seed. Team Finland got here to the quarterfinals by beating France 5-2. And if you want to check out that game, I'll leave a video link down below in the description, or you can see on the upper left hand corner of the screen. Upper left or right hand corner of the screen, I should say, and it will take you to a link to that video to watch what happened, how Team Finland got to this point. With that being said, let's get right into the quarterfinals action, as your starting netminders are going to be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for Team Finland, and it's going to be Binner for Canada, Jordan Binnington. With that being said, let's drop the puck. Good luck to both teams, and let's play some Olympic-style hockey. We're going to begin this quarterfinals game one action with a quality check between players 5 and 4 that is going to be Macklin Celebrini and Anton Lundell. The quality that we're looking for is power. It looks like Anton Lundell has power, so he's going to skate off to Jordan Binnington's net. Hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and right away, Finland jumps on top early. Anton Lundell will score the goal for Team Finland, but again, we have a long way to go in this one. We stay put in the segment with a Finns lead of 1-0 of a penalty check between players 1 and anybody on the ice for Team Finland. Sorelli will be the player in question, but let's see. Ooh. Tie or Finland goes on the power play. I think let's have the decide or die decide. We tie. And it looks like the Finns are going to go on the power play because Anthony Sorelli has the higher penalty rating of 0.5. So Rasmus Ristolainen will skate on to Binnington's net, hopefully net a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He can't. My goodness. Team Finland is running away with this 2-0 early, as John Cooper and Team Canada have called an early timeout. Oh man, the Finns are really shocking the Canadians here as they lead as the fifth seed Finns lead the fourth seed Team Canada by 2 goals. Man, oh man, oh man. And again, we will consider that goal to be scored on the power play. For those of you keeping track of score at home. We got a quality check between players 1 and 5. That's Horvat and Teuvo Teravainen. The quality that we're looking for is power. Bo Horvat has power, so he will skate out to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's net, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He can't. My goodness. 2-1. All of a sudden, Team Canada off the timeout will score the goal. A nice pep talk usage of the timeout by John Cooper and his staff to get Team Canada back in this game. Quality check between players 5 and 3. That is going to be Thomas Harley, and Mikko Lehtinen. The quality is star. It looks like Thomas Harley has star, so he will skate out to Luukkonen's net to hopefully, possibly, to tie things up. Down 2-0. A 1, 2, or 3 will stop it. It will. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen says, "Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you." And after one segment of play, the score is Finland 2, Canada 1. We got ourselves a penalty check between players 1 for Finland and anybody out there on the ice for Team Canada. Let's see here. That's Eric Halla for Team Finland. But who is he going to be going up again? Again, tie or Canada goes on the power play. At this rate, it's still early. Canada wants to try to tie things up. Ooh, excuse me. I think we're going to have Hala go to the box as Mitch Marner will skate off to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's net. Hopefully, net a 1, 2, or 3 on the play save. He won't tie game courtesy of Mitch Marner. Holy cats. Canada comes back to tie things up at 2, and anything can happen in this playoff round as both teams, as this is a single elimination game, as win, you advance, lose, and you're out. And again, that goal by Mitch Marner will be considered to be a power play goal. We got ourselves a quality check between players 5 and 2. That's Devon Teus, and Rope Hintz. The quality is skill. Both Teus and Hintz have skill, and that is going to be all she wrote for this segment. And we will move on to the next segment with a quality check between anybody out there on the ice for Team Canada against player number 2. That's Miro Heiskanen. The quality that we're looking for is skill. Well, either way, pick your poison between anybody out there on the ice for Team Canada with skill. And I think you want a guy that nearly has almost all the qualities. So that is either going to be Sanheim, Crosby, or Reinhardt. Um. Oh man. I think we're gonna have the red die decide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. Reroll. 4. That's Travis Sanheim. So Travis Sanheim will tie things up for skill with Miro Heiskanen. And that is going to be all she wrote for this segment. And we will move on with the score at a deadlock at 2 apiece between the 5th seed Finland and 4th seed Team Canada. We got a visitor scoring chance of a 41. It reads, visitor player in 4, that's Eetu Luostarinen. He creates a goal with the quality roll of star or a triangle. Unfortunately, Eetu Luostarinen does not have a triangle, neither does he have star. So therefore, that is going to be a no action result, and that is going to do it for the first period. But what an eventful first period it was. Finland jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Canada called time, and they stormed back to score 2 goals, all of them on the power play. With that being said, the first intermission is upon us. The score after 1 period of play and after 20 minutes, it's all deadlocked at 2 between the 5th seed Team Finland and the 4th seed Team Canada. We're just about ready to get going for the second intermission as we have the second period, I should say, with a quality check between players 2 and 5. That's Hagel and Barkov. The quality that we're looking for is speed. It looks like Alexander Barkov has speed, so he will skate off to Binnington's net, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He will do so to keep this action going for Jordan Binnington and Team Canada as this game stays deadlocked at 2-all between these two fierce countries, between the 5th seed Team Finland and 4th seed Team Canada. The score is deadlocked at 2. We got a quality check. This time it's going to be between players 4 and 2. That's Nathan MacKinnon and Sebastian Aho. The quality that we're looking for is skill. It looks like both MacKinnon and Aho have skill. And that is going to be all she wrote for that segment. And we will move on to the next one. We got a visitor scoring chance of a 13. Home goalie must make play saves, so Bennington needs to net a 1 through 3 to do so. He does. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment with another visitor scoring chance. This time it's a 44. Any visitor player with a triangle creates a goal. You bet. Rope Hintz has that triangle printed out on his card. So he is going to put Finland on top 3-2 as Team Canada finds themselves down 1 goal. And this could be the upset of the playoffs if Team Finland can upset the 4th seed, Team Canada. But we still have a long way to go in this one. Penalty check between both players in 2. That is going to be Heiskanen and Morrissey. It looks like Josh Morrissey is going to go to the box with a penalty rating of 0.5. So Miro Heiskanen is going to skate off to Bennington's net. Hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He does to keep this game within 1 goal for Team Canada as John Cooper at the bench is screaming his head off. He is so mad. He wants to see his team move on and beat these Finns. But again, it's all coming down to the wire as we head to the 3rd period with the 5th seed Team Finland leading the 4th seed Team Canada by a score of 3-2. We got a visitor scoring chance to start the 3rd with a 13. Home goalie must make play save. Bennington needs to net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He can't, and wow, Team Finland is on their way to posting an upset here in this quarterfinals. Let's see who scored the goal. 9. That is a player with the 2nd best shot rating. So the best out there currently right now is Sebastian Aho. So Capo Kakko will score the goal, the 4th goal of the game for Team Finland. And my goodness, my, oh my, oh my. This could be turning out to be an upset of the tournament here as the Finns are up on top of the Canadians 4-2. We got a penalty check. This time it's going to be between players 2 and 5. That's Makar and Nico Mikkola. It looks like, Nico Mikkola is going to skate off to the box as Kale Makar is going to skate off to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's net, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. And a 3 is enough to keep Team Canada at bay. Wow, holy Moses. As we move on to the next segment here in this one with another penalty check. This time it's going to be between players 4 and 3. That's Braden Point and Arturi Lehkonen. It looks like, Arturi Lehkonen's going to go to the box as Braden Point will skate on to Luukkonen's net, hopefully again, to net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He stopped it. Oh my goodness. This is huge for Team Finland. My, oh my, oh my. We move on to the next segment with, oh my goodness, another penalty check. This time it's going to be between anybody out there on the ice for Team Canada and against player number 1 for Team Finland. That's Joel Armia. Well, either way, we could tie or have, at this rate, I think you really need a tie. Because if you go with Crosby, Hagel, Sanheim, or Reinhardt, Team Finland is going to go on the power play with 1 segment left to go. So I think at this rate, you have to... I think at this rate, you have to tie. So Nick Suzuki will tie things up with Joel Armia, and that is going to be all she wrote for this segment, and we will move on to the next one, or to the final segment for Team Canada's tournament lives. Let's see what goes down. We got a quality check between players 4 and 1. That's Sanheim and Mikhail Granlund. The quality is for star. Both players have star, and folks, what an upset. Team Canada is eliminated from this tournament, as Team Finland will move on to the semifinals with the final score of 4-2. Oh my goodness. We are going to have to wait and see what goes down in the other games. But Team Finland is on their way to the semifinals, and Team Canada, in a shocker, will be eliminated. The U.S. will be thrilled to see this happen, and they will not get their opportunity to face off against them in my pre-play, but they will probably do so. But they'll probably face off against each other in real life. But in this, for my pre-play, Team Canada is eliminated as Team Finland will move on by the final score of 4-2. The following is a matchup between the second seed Sweden and seventh seed Slovakia for this quarterfinals game two. Uh, this game two action for the quarterfinals of the pre-play of the 2026 men's hockey Olympic hockey tournament played for the Milano Cortina Winter Olympic Games. This matchup, again, as mentioned before, features the seventh seed Slovakia playing against the second seed Team Sweden, who will advance to join Team Finland in the semifinals. Let's find out right now. Your starting netminders for this game is going to be Samuel Halavaj for Team Slovakia, and for Team Sweden, opposing Halavaj at the other end of the ice, will be Jacob Markstrom. With that being said, let's drop the puck and play some Olympic style hockey. And right away, we're going to begin with a visitor scoring chance of a 53, and it reads visitor defense player in 4. That's Martin Marinson. He will stop a Team Sweden goal with a quality roll of hit or a square. Yikes. Martin Marinson does not have hit, neither does he have a square. So therefore, Team Sweden is going to get on the board early in this one. Let's see who scored the goal for Team Sweden. 8. Player with the best shot rating. That is going to go to Adrian Kempe. So Adrian Kempe will score the goal for Team Sweden as they lead it over the 7th seed Slovakians 1-0. We stay put in this segment with triple threes. Okay, so this is going to be a critical face-off. So we're going to check both teams' best face-off rating, and it looks like Elias Lindholm has the highest against Matu Sukol for Team Slovakia at a 50, off by 5. But it's going to be enough for Lindholm to win the critical face-off, as he will skate on to Samuel Halavai's net, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3. Oh, yeah, a 2 or a 3 with a dot to make the stop on the spec save. And it's enough to do so. A 2 is enough, and that is going to keep this game in a 1-0 lead for the Swedes, as Team Slovakia tries to come back in this one as they are down by 1 goal. Home scoring chance of a 42, and it reads: any home player with a triangle creates a goal. He was just flipped. William Nylander will score Team Sweden's second goal of the game. And that is going to be all she wrote for this portion of the segment. And we will move on to the next one with a quality check between players 5 and 1. That is going to be Elias F. Pettersson against Martin Fairbury. The quality that we're looking for is hit. It looks like Martin Fairbury is going to win that battle for hit over Elias F. Pettersson, as he will skate out to Jacob Markstrom's net, hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and Team Slovakia gets on the board courtesy of Martin Fairbury. And we stay put in this segment with A quality check between players 5 and 3. Again, that's Ricard Raquel and Patrick Koch. The quality is star. It looks like Ricard Raquel has star, so he's going to skid out to Samuel Halavai's net. Hopefully, net a 1, 2, or 3 on the play save to make the stop. He won't. Team Sweden takes a 3-1 lead, courtesy of Ricard Raquel. And with that, we move on to the next portion of this segment with another home scoring chance. This time it's a 62. Any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Yes. Eric Chernak has the circle printed out on his card. So therefore, he will make a huge keep stop on the Sweden power play and keep this game within 2 goals for Team Slovakia as the Swedes lead it 3-1 as we head off to the next segment. Quality check between players between players 5 and anybody out there on the ice for Team Slovakia. Lucas Raymond will be the player in question for Team Slovakia. The quality that we're looking for is speed. Well, either way, it's going to be a tie. But the question is, do I want to give? I know I'm giving up one triangle, but do I want to give up a square or a power play circle star symbol? I think we'll have the decider. I decide. Dot. It'll be a square, and it will be a power play circle star symbol. So that, with that being said, he will tie to Lucas Raymond. Reza will tie the battle of speed with Tomasz Tatar, and that is going to be all she wrote for that segment. And we will move on to the second period with the Swedes up in front, 3-1. Quality check between players 4 and anybody out there on the ice for team, 4 and 2, I should say. That is going to be Kempe against Libor Hudasek. The quality is smart. It looks like both players have smart, and that's going to be all she wrote for this segment. And we will move on to the next one. We got a penalty check, so close to an automatic power play goal for the Swedes, but it's going to be between anybody out there on the ice for Sweden against player number 3, that's Simone Nemecek. And it looks like, Nemecek is going to go to the box because pick your poison between anybody out there on the ice with, so it's probably going to be either Carlson or Brad taking the power play opportunity. I think we're going to have, let's have the decider. I decide. It's Carlson. And it will be Carlson. So Carlson will skate out to Samuel Halavai's net. Hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He does, and that is going to keep the Swedes off on a slump on the power play as Team Slovakia's penalty kill is really cooking up something. So with that being said, we move on to the next segment with a visitor scoring chance of a 55. Home player in 5, that's Alexander Wenberg. He will stop a Team Slovakian goal opportunity with a quality roll of smart or a square. Although he does not have a square, he does have smart. So that is going to be well enough to stop the Team Slovakian goal opportunity. And that is going to be the end of that segment. And we will move on to the next one. Home scoring chance of a 62. Again, it reads, any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Unfortunately, no circles are printed out on any of the Team Slovakian cards. So therefore, Team Sweden is going to be posting another insurance goal. Let's see who scored it as they lead it 4-1. 5. Okay, so choice player. So again, I'm going to re-roll the red die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. 1. That's Rasmus Dahlin. So Rasmus Dahlin will score the 4th goal of the game for Sweden. And it looks like the head coach of Slovakia has seen enough of Samuel Halabai as he will bring in his other netminder as Adam Gajan will come on in relief for Team Slovakia as they try to mount some sort of a comeback here with the Swedes in front by a score of 4-1. We got a penalty check to begin this next portion of the segment, of this current segment, for the towards the end of the second period, between both players in 5. That is Oliver Ukalayer and Mika Zibanejad. It looks like Ukalayer is going to go to the box as Zibanejad will skate off to Gajan's net. Hopefully, net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He can't. Oh my goodness! Team Sweden is going to score on the power play with and that move really did not pay off for the Slovakian head coach. As Team Sweden jumps out to a 5-1 lead, they are really sitting prime and pretty to head off to the semifinals. But again, this game is not over by a long shot. Quality check between players 2 for Slovakia against anybody out there on the ice for Team Sweden. The quality is for skill. Milos Kellerman is not going to win this battle for skill. So, man, oh man, again, it's another pick your poison between anybody out there on the ice. Since Landeskog was flipped, I'm going to leave him out of it. So it's between Anderson, Bratt, Forsling, and Lindholm. Hmm. I think we're gonna re-roll the red die. So anything but a 5 or a 6, because those two numbers will be a re-roll. So anywhere between Anderson, Bratt, Forsling, and Lindholm will win the battle for skill. 1, that's Rasmus Anderson. So Rasmus Anderson will win the battle for skill over Milos Kellerman, as he will skate out to Gajan's net, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and it's 6-1 Sweden now. As my goodness, the coach for Slovakia is like, I wish I would have kept Halabai in there, but too little, too late. As the Swedes are jumping out to a 6-1 lead. Let's see what happens in the next portion of this segment. With a quality check between players 4 and 5, that is going to be Lindholm and Adam Ruchka. The quality that we're looking for is power. It looks like both Lindholm and Ruchka have power, and that is going to be all she wrote for that segment. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one with a quality check between anybody out there on the ice for Team Sweden against player number 2. That's Eric Chernak. The quality is for smart. Besides Carlson, pick your poison between Bratt, Forsling, Nylander, or Gabe Landeskog. Um, hmm. So besides Forsling and Nylander, I'm going to leave those 2 out of it because both of them have symbols. So it's down between either Bratt or Landeskog. We'll roll the decider die. Dot, it'll be Bratt. And it will be Bratt, so Bratt will tie it up with Chernak, as both guys in 2 have the same quality of smart. And that is going to be all she wrote for that segment. And we will move on to the next one with a quality check between players 5 and anybody out there on the ice for Team Slovakia. Gabe Landeskog will be the player in question. The battle is for star. The only guy out there with star is for Team Slovakia is Juraj Slafkovsky. So Slafkovsky will skate out to Markstrom's net to hopefully net a 1, a 3, or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. He won't. Team Slovakia, all of a sudden, thanks to that quality check win over Gabe Landeskog, will creep a little bit ever closer, down by 4. It's Sweden 6, Slovakia 2. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 2 and 4. That is going to be Brodin against Martin Pospisil. And the quality that we're looking for is star. Jonas Brodin has star, so he will skate out to Gagen's net, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and it's 7-2 now, restoring that 5-goal lead for Team Sweden. And we will be moving on to the next segment here with a penalty check between players. Anybody out there on the ice for Team Sweden against player number 2, that is Libor Hudasek. And it looks like, Hudasek is going to go to the wait a minute. Whoa. Yes, well, either way, Hudasek is going to go to the box. So pick your poison between anybody out there on the ice. I think we're going to give the shot to William Nylander. So Hudasek is going to go to the box. Nylander is going to skate off the Gagen's net to hopefully try to make that save. A 1, 2, or 3 will do so. It will, and that is going to be all she wrote for this one, and we will move on to the next segment with the Swedes in front by a lot, 7-2. Visitor scoring chance of a 33. They need a lot here. Choice visitor player rolls for rebound goal using shot stars +2. It's either going to be Dvorsky or Kellerman. Since stack 5 is a little bit bigger than stack number 2, I think I'm going to give the opportunity to Dalibor Dvorsky, as he will need to roll a 1, 2, or 3 to score the goal. He won't, and it's going to be a save off of the shot rating for Dvorsky for Jacob Markstrom. And that is going to be all she wrote for this segment, and we will move on to the next one. Home scoring chance of a 52, and it reads, visitor defense player in 3, that's Adam Litska. He will stop a Team Sweden goal opportunity with a quality roll of power or a square. Unfortunately, he's not going to, because that is going to be the 8th goal of the game for Team Sweden as they lead it 8-2. Let's see who scored it. 6, player with the best shot rating. We have a tie between Forsberg and Kempe. It's Forsberg. And it will be Kempe. So that's Kempe's 2nd goal of this game. And right now it looks like Team Slovakia is on the doorstep to being eliminated from this tournament. But again, it is not over until it's over. We move on to the next portion of this segment with a penalty check between players 4 and 2. That is going to be Lindholm and Kellerman. It looks like Kellerman's going to go to the box as Lindholm will skate off to Gagen's net, hopefully to try to make a 1, 2, or 3 on the stop for the play save. Won't. 9-2 on the power play, courtesy of Elias Lindholm. And Sweden is all set and ready to go for the semifinal, for their semifinal matchup, as they look to eliminate the 7th seed Slovakia, Team Slovakia. And let's see what happens in the next segment with a quality check between players 5 and 2. That's Holmberg and Eric Chernak. The quality is for star. Neither player has star, and folks, that's going to be your ball game. Team Sweden advancing to the semifinals, almost as expected. But Team Slovakia gave it their best, but their best didn't cut it in this one as they win it. As Team Sweden, the 2nd seed, will move on to the semifinals as they beat Team Slovakia 9-2. This is game number 3 of the quarterfinals, and it will be featuring the number 3 seed Czechia against the number 6 seed Germany. This pre-play from my pre-play of the men's Olympic hockey tournament that is currently going on right now. out in Milano Cortina, out in Italy, as part of the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. With that being said, your starting netminders for this contest are going to be Philip Grubauer going for Germany, and we have Karel Vermelka. Uh, uh, Karel Vermelka, yeah. He will start the game for Team Czechia. With that being said, the winner moves on. Again, winner moves on. Lose, you go home. Let's drop the puck and find out who will advance to the semifinals to join Sweden and Finland. Right now, let's drop the puck and play some Olympic style hockey. We're going to begin with a quality check between players 3 and 1. That's going to be Michael Kempney against Leon Gawanki. The quality that we're looking for is speed. It looks like Gawanki has speed, so he's going to skid out to Vermelka's net, hopefully net a 1 through 4 to make the stop. He won't, and Team Germany is on the board courtesy of Leon Gawanki. And we stay put in this segment with another quality. Oh, triple two. So this is going to be a critical face-off. So it looks like Cervenka has the highest face-off rating against Leon Draisaitl. Yikes! Leon Draisaitl is going to win the battle. Win the battle for the critical check face-off, or it's going to be the critical face-off, I should say, as he moves in on Karel Vejmelka's net, hopefully net a 1 or 2 on the spec save. And he will do so to keep this game right where it's at of a 1-0 lead for Team Germany. We got ourselves another quality check. This time it's going to be between players 2 and 5. That is Ranko Gudas and against Fabio Wagner. The quality is skill. It looks like neither player has skill, and that is going to be all she wrote for this segment. And we will move on to the next segment. We got ourselves a quality check. Okay, so whenever double box cars come up, if you've seen my past videos on Hockey Blast Express, what I do is whenever double box cars come up, I look at the home side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. 3, that's Dominic Kubalik, and he will go up against anyone on Team Germany with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. 2, so Kubalik and Corbinian Geibel will be your players in questioning as we are looking for hits. It looks like Kubalik and Geibel do not have hits, and that is going to be all she wrote for this segment, and we will move on to the next one with the Germans on top of the Czechians, 1-0. Penalty check between anybody out on the ice for Czechia against player number 3. That is Mark Michaelis. And it looks like we could either tie or have Germany go on the power play, or Czechia will go on the power play. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to re-roll the red die. 1, 2, the Germans will go on the power play. 3, 4, we tie. 5, 6, Czechia will go on the power play. Again, 1, 2 is Germany power play. 3, 4, we tie. 5, 6, Czechia will go on the power play. And it looks like Czechia is going to go on the power play. So it looks like... Oh, wait a second. We can't. I just realized we can't. Yeah, because Michaelis is the player in question, so we could either tie or have Germany go on the power play. So let's re-roll the decider die. Dot, we tie. And it looks like we will tie. So we'll go right across from him with Michaelis with Martin Natchez. And that is going to be it for that segment. And we will move on to the next period with the Germans in front of the Czechians, 1-0. Visitor scoring chance of a 35. Visitor player in 2, that's Dominic Cahoon. He will create a goal for his team with a quality roll of power or a triangle. Unfortunately for Cahoon, he does not have power, neither does he have a triangle. So therefore, that is going to be a no action result, and we will move on to the next segment. With a home scoring chance of a 54, and it reads, visitor defense player in 5, that's Frederick Tiffles. He stops a Czechian goal with a quality roll of hit or a square. It looks like we have a tie game, folks, because Tiffles does not have a square, neither does he have a hit. So therefore, Czechia will tie things up at 1-1. Let's see who scored the goal. 9. That's going to be the player with the second best shot rating. So the best out there currently right now is a tie between Sedlak and Hronek. And we got a three-way tie between Foxa, Kempney, and Palat. I think we're going to have the red die decide. So we'll have 1-2 be Foxa, 3-4 be Kempney, 5-6 be Palat. Again, Foxa is 1-2, Kempney is 3-4, Palat is 5-6. 2, that's going to be Foxa scoring the goal for Team Czechia, and it's all knotted up at 1 apiece as we move on to the next portion here in this segment. Quality check between players 1 and anybody out on the ice for Team Germany. The quality that we're looking for is for star. Well, Germany is not going to win this battle because neither will Czechia, because it's 1, and that is going to be Jakub Fleck. So that is going to end up being a tie. So we'll go right across from him with Alexander L. And that is going to be all she wrote for this segment. And we will move on to the next segment. We got a penalty check. This time it's going to be contested between players 3 and 2. That's Kempney and Cable. It looks like Kempney is going to go to the box as Lucas Cable will skate out to Karel Vejmelka's net. Hopefully net a 1-4 to make the stop. And he will do so to keep this game at a tied 1-1 tie. And that is going to keep Germany effortless on the power play. And we will move on to the next segment. Another penalty check. This time it's going to be between players 1 and 3. Cervenka and Muller will be the players in question. It looks like both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5. And that, again, is going to be another all she wrote segment for this one. And we will move on to the third period with the score Germany 1, Czechia 1. Quality check between both players in 1. That's Gwenke and Foxa. The quality is for hits. It looks like Radek Foska has hit. So he will skate out to Grubauer's net, hopefully net a 1-2 or 3 to make the stop. And he will do such thing, and that is going to be it for that segment. And we will move on to the next one with a penalty check between players 3 and 2. That's Kubalik and Geibel. It looks like both Kubalik and Geibel both have the same penalty rating of 0.5. And that is going to be another all she wrote segment for this one. And we will move on to the next one. Quality check between players 1 and 4. That's Jakub Fleck and Lucas Reichel. The quality is for star. Neither player has star, and that is going to be it for that segment. And we will move on to the final segment before possibly sending this game to a sudden death overtime. Quality check between both players in 1. That's going to be Leon Draisaitl and Cervenka. Oh, and the battle is for power. And lucky for Czechia, they will send this game to overtime as both Cervenka and Draisaitl both have power, and that is going to be all she wrote for this one in regulation. But who will advance to the semifinals as this game goes to overtime with Germany and Czechia all knotted up at 1 apiece? Quality check between players 3 and anybody out there on the ice with star. Oh no, Martin Necas has star, and he's going to automatically win this one because neither player on Germany has star. So it's up to Philip Grubauer to net a play save to send this game to a shootout. Otherwise, it's going to be tournament over for Germany. 1, 2, or 3 will send this game to a shootout. We'll have JJ Paterka, the player right across from Necas, take the loss, which is JJ Paterka. And again, a play save of a 1, 2, or 3 will send this game to a shootout. Anything other than that, Germany will be eliminated and Czechia will advance. And Czechia will advance. Team Germany will be eliminated as Czechia wins this one in overtime, courtesy of Martin Necas. Oh man. Team Germany was so close to the semifinals, but the battle for to have that semifinal spot goes to Czechia. The final score here in this quarterfinal matchup is Czechia 2, Germany 1. The following is the final game of the quarterfinals round of the my men's Winter Olympic pre-play for the hockey tournament played out in Milano Cortina for the men's. This matchup features 8 seed Denmark against the first seed, the United States of America. With that being said, your starting netminders for this game will be Mads Sugard going for Team Denmark, and it was tough to pick. But if you had to compete with Sugard, you have to go with Jeremy Swayman. With that being said, here are your updated quarterfinals uh, quarterfinals matchups as they are. So far, Finland, Czechia, and Sweden advance. If Denmark wins, they are the 4th seed and will play Sweden, who would be the number 1 seed remaining. And we would have Czechia versus Denmark in the semifinals if with a Denmark win. If Team USA wins, they will face Finland, while Sweden will face Czechia. With that being said, this game is going to determine who will be facing who in the semifinals. And with that, let's drop the puck and play some Olympic style hockey. We're going to begin right away with a home scoring chance of a 35. The Americans are jumping early. Home player in 3. That's Quinn Hughes. He creates a goal for the Americans with the quality roll of skill or a triangle. Yes, Quinn Hughes has skills, so he does have a triangle. So it'll be USA 1, Denmark nothing, as Team USA gets on the board early, courtesy of Quinn Hughes. Wrong button. Another home scoring chance again of a 24. Visitor goalie must make spec save. Matt Sugard needs to net a 1 or a 2 to make the stop. He won't, and the Americans jump out to a 2-0 lead. Let's see who scored the goal. 5. Okay, so it's choice players. So we're looking at USA side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to re-roll the red die. Re-roll. 5. That's Jacob Slavin. So Slavin will score the goal for Team USA as they lead it 2-0. All of a sudden, Team Denmark is down, but yet not out as they are down by 2. here in the first segment of this hockey game, with another portion of it coming up. With a quality check between players 5 and anybody out on the ice for Team Denmark with Star. It looks like Lawrenson has Star, so does Jake Sanderson. So therefore, that is going to be a no action result and good for Denmark to silence this USA rally down, or to calm this rally down by the Americans. And that is going to be all she wrote for this segment, and we will move on to the next one. Visitor scoring chance of a 66. Oh, choice home players. Oh my goodness. The Americans jump out to a 3-0 lead. Let's see who scored the goal. 10. That is going to be the player with the second best shot rating. And the best out there currently is Kyle Connor. And the second, well, actually, it's a 4-way tie for the best. Jake Gunsel, Kyle Connor, Clayton Keller, and Zach Werenski. The only player that was not mentioned out of those four is Brock Nelson. So Brock Nelson will score the goal for the Americans, and all of a sudden, Denmark is staring down a 3-0 lead on the Americans. If you let these group of Americans jump out ahead of you, you are not going to win. Home scoring chance of a 63. Home defense stop breakaway chance. Visitor goalie must make a play save. So Matt Sugard needs to net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He can, and it's 4-0 now. Let's see who scored the goal. 10, second best shot rating. So the best out there right now is Austin Matthews. The second best is going to go to Kyle Connor. So Kyle Connor will score the goal, and that will force Denmark to call timeout. Their lone timeout of this game, their lone timeout of this hockey game, with the score: the Americans 4 and the Danes nothing. Out of the timeout we go with a penalty check between players 1 and 3. That's Gensel and Jensen. It looks like both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5. That is going to be all she wrote for this segment, and we will move on to the next segment. Triple ones. Oh no, this is going to be an injury to a home player. This is not going to be good. So who will be sitting out the Americans' next game in the semifinals should they get past the Danes? One, that's Noah Hannafin. So Noah Hannafin will be sitting out um the game against the next game for the Americans in the semifinals, but um they still lead it 4-0 after we play the next segment with another home scoring chance. My goodness, of a 16. Visitor goalie must make shot save. So Matt Sugard needs to net a 1 through 4 in order to make the stop. He does, nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 3 and 5. That's going to be Clayton Keller and Patrick Russell. The quality is for power. It looks like Patrick Russell has power, so he's going to skate off to Swayman's net, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to hopefully come back in this hockey game for the Danes, which they will do so 4-1, courtesy of Patrick Russell. Another quality check. This time again, it'll be players 2 and 5. That's Thompson and Ronberg. The quality is for smart. Tage Thompson has smart, so he will skate off to Sugard's net. Hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. A 2 will be enough, and that will be it for that segment. And we will move on to the next segment here in this quarterfinal matchup between Denmark and Team USA. Quality check between players 1 and 3. Again, Matt Boldy and Nicholas Jensen. The quality is for hits. It looks like neither player has hit, and therefore it's going to be another All She Wrote segment, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check again. Again, it's going to be players 1 and 3, but this time it's going to be Gensel and Anders Koch. The quality is for Smart. It looks like Jake Gensel has Smart, so he will skate off to Mads Sugard's net. Hopefully, net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. A 2 will be enough as as Sugard will stop Gensel from scoring anything further, but the Americans still lead it 4-1 over the Danes. Home scoring chance of a 52. Visitor defense player in 3, that's Jesper Jensen. He stops the Team USA goal opportunity with a quality roll of skill or a square. Although he doesn't have skill, but he does have that square printed on his card. So that is well enough to stop the American goal scoring attempt and to keep it at a 3-goal lead for the Americans. With that, after 40 minutes of play, the Americans lead the Danes by a score of 4-1. Home scoring chance to begin the third period of a 53. Again, that's visitor defense player in 4. That's Nicholas B. Jensen. He will stop a American goal scoring attempt if he has Smart or a square. And look at that. Even though he doesn't have even though he does not have a square, he does have Smart. So that is a good play by his part to stop the goal scoring attempt by the Americans as they look to try to get past a well defensive threat that Denmark is putting up here in the late stages of this one. Another home scoring chance of a 52. Visitor defense player in 3, that's Nicholas Jensen. He stops another American goal scoring opportunity with a quality roll of skill or a square. Although he does not have a square, he does have skill printed out on his card. So again, the defensive wall by the Danes, the Americans cannot push that wall down to hopefully to get to Mads Sugard's net to get this game within 4, to get this game in their favor by 4, I should say. Quality check between players 3 and 5. Again, that's Keller against Keller and Lauritsen. The quality is for Smart. It looks like both Keller and Lauritsen have Smart, and that is going to be enough for the All She Wrote segment, and we will move on to the final segment before possibly, hopefully, maybe with 2 more goals to send this game to overtime. If Denmark can score 2 more, this game could go to the empty net mini chart. Quality check between players 2 and 1. That is Dylan Larkin and Oliver Bjorkstrand. The quality that we're looking for is skill. Both players have skill, and that is going to be it, folks. The Americans will advance to the semifinal round, beating Denmark or eliminating Denmark by the final score of 4-1. So your semifinal matchups are set with the Americans advancing. They will play Finland while Team Sweden will play Czechia. Again, for this final game of the quarterfinals matchup, the final score is Team USA 4, Team Denmark 1.